This is big breaking emergency news. Over 50,000 people have now been ordered to evacuate, and this is due to threats to their homes. Their homes could be destroyed. We have these tankers being deployed as well too to help deal with this crisis and emergency. So let's get into all the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm going to be posting multiple videos every single day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this is what's going on right now. Another massive fire just broke out late Wednesday morning, the Hughes Fire. And this is not far from the previous fires that we just had outside of Los Angeles. They were just 10, 15 miles away from the previous fires that happened in the Palisades. All right, so another fire has broken out. It is already spread to more than 16 square miles, and this is happening in the Castaic Lake area of California. This is right outside of Santa Clarita, which is right north of Los Angeles. It's in the same area where these fires have been happening, and now all of a sudden there's another fire. What are the odds of this? This is not normal, and this is not natural. Let me know what you guys think down below is happening. There's been talks of arsonists, things like that, but then there's never any major arrests that are made. This needs to stop, and insurance policies were just canceled as well 2 months before this in this same area. So let's get into the details here. I want you guys to listen to this report really quick from boots on the ground reporters from Fox News, and showing you guys what they are doing with these fires. They have deployed these super scoopers to dump water and douse the fires, but 50,000 people are under these evacuation warnings and orders right now. So there's been a massive flux of people trying to get out of there, and the roads are clogging up. A lot of these highways are one way in and one way out on both sides, and during these evacuations it gets clogged quickly. We could see abandoned cars and things like that, just like we saw with the previous fires. Listen to this video really quick, and then I will give you some more details of what's going on too.
Kaylee, in the last couple of hours, the winds have picked up significantly once again here, and as a result, we are getting flare-ups of the Hughes Fire here in Castaic. You take a look across the Castaic Lake here, you can see one of those flare-ups. The good news is that that is in a non-residential part of this area. That is over into the state park wilderness. But for the last hour or so, we have been watching again and again, and you can see one of them coming in right now. The super scoopers performing their water drops. That one has just dropped water on that fire line. It is, you'll now watch as it goes down into the lake, and we have two cameras you can look at here. It's going to bank to its right now, and then will drop down as it has been doing again and again throughout the last hour. It hits the surface of the water, remains on that lake for about 15 seconds to fill up, and then will take off again. It's a pretty extraordinary sight as you watch this, and is just one example of the heroic work that these firefighters at every level on the ground and in the air do again and again and again. And here is, I think you can see our REM that has a live shot of that super scooper about to touch down on the water. There it goes now. It'll be on the surface, as I say, for 15 seconds before picking up and heading back to try to knock down this flare-up. A second aircraft coming in right behind it now, and it really is quite remarkable work to watch. Yesterday, of course, this fire was raging towards the residential community of Castaic, population about 20,000 people. Almost all of those were under evacuation orders, and I can tell you, after what we've witnessed over the past couple of weeks in the LA area, everybody was taking those evacuation orders pretty seriously. There was another fire overnight, the Sepulveda fire. That was near the iconic Getty Center and very near some high-end homes in the Bel Air neighborhood of Los Angeles. That forward progress of that fire was halted after a few hours. Again, aircraft and helicopters making a significant impact there. So We have not seen the sort of devastation on the ground that we saw, obviously, in the Palisades and Eden fires, where we saw so many thousands of homes and businesses destroyed. By the way, President Trump will be touring some of that destruction when he visits the LA area tomorrow afternoon. There will be a lot of political talk about California's preparedness for this, or lack thereof. The president has already made clear his criticism of officials, from California Governor Gavin Newsom on down. It is not clear to us at this point whether the governor will be on the ground in the LA area to tour the damage with the president, whether the two men will meet. President Trump told Sean Hannity last night he himself is not sure if such a meeting will take place, but it will be fascinating to see the president on the ground and to see what he has to say about the connection between federal aid to California and what he wants to see California officials do to be better prepared for these kind of fires in the future. Kaylee.
Jonathan, that was some incredible.
All right, so you heard that there. Trump's going there tomorrow as well, too. There's actually multiple fires that have broken out. There was another one about 50 miles to the southwest of this area in Ventura County. A new fire Thursday prompted evacuations of California State University Channel Island and Camarillo. Also, water-dropping helicopters were dispatched to the small Laguna fire that erupted in the hills above the campus, where about 7,000 students are enrolled. All right, so what the heck's happening with all these fires? I don't believe this is a coincidence. I'm just not buying that this is just a accident or a coincidence, or it's just so dry right now that these fires are just starting out of nowhere. Everyone's on high alert right now. No one should be starting any fires. I'm sure they have a fire ban in the county right now. And there's red flag warnings being issued as well too. When these red flag warnings are issued, most states and counties issue fire bans during these red flag warnings when the winds are very fierce and high winds. So everyone knows, everyone's on high alert. Nobody wants these fires that actually lives here because their homes are at risk. So who is doing this? Is it some just lunatic? Is it a group of people? We've seen multiple different people arrested, but we really haven't seen any solid connections of who is starting these fires. There were people impersonating firefighters arrested. They even had their own fire truck and outfits and everything, and this person was previously arrested for arson years ago, right? There was a story just a couple weeks ago on that, and there were people saying that there were people that were foreigners that were coming over that just recently crossed into the United States that were starting fires. There were multiple reports of that, right? Nothing's really come of these reports of what I've seen, but what's going on here? We need answers. And this is not normal or natural, right? Is the country under attack? Are these fires some type of retaliation for something? I'm not sure exactly, but I know it's not normal. And the response as well too initially was not normal as well too, and was not acceptable, how there was no water in the hydrants and things like this. It also says here that there was no growth overnight in the Hughes Fire, and crews were jumping on flare-ups to keep the flames within the containment lines. Fire spokesperson Jeremy Ruiz said Thursday morning. And he said, quote, "We have helicopters dropping water until around 3 a.m. that kept things in check." So they're on top of this. It says the fire remained at 14% contained Thursday morning, and over 50,000 people were under evacuation orders Wednesday. There were no new reports of homes or structures being burned. So let me know what you guys think down below. What is happening? What is going on? It's really just, it keeps happening over and over. Everyone knows this cannot be an accident, because everyone knows that you should not be starting these fires right now. So it seems like somebody's doing this intentionally. Is it people on the ground? Is it something else more nefarious? Is it some type of drones, right? We saw these weird drones. I'm not saying it is. Is it some type of energy weapons, right? And It doesn't even have to be anything crazy, okay? Fire departments all over the country use laser ignition for prescribed forest burns all the time. Okay, they use a laser ignition where they can light the fire from far away, so they're not right in the middle of it. Right, they get everything set up, and then even the U.S. Forest Service they've been using this since the 80s. Laser ignition devices that can light things at a distance. So it could even be something very small and simple. It doesn't even have to be complex. So let me know what you guys think down below. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out so people know what's going on. And these fires have been all over the place, all over the West. These fires have been really bad, especially the past few years. And at the same time, we've had record rainfall and precipitation the past few years as well too. You remember all these bomb cyclones and almost hurricane-like events and all these blizzards and snowstorms that have been hitting California and the West Coast the past few years. Just a few months ago, there was a massive, quote, bomb cyclone that hit Northern California and Oregon and Washington, right? They've had tons of rain and precipitation, and for some reason these fires keep going. And one other thing too, they openly have these cloud seeding programs. Why aren't they using them to stop the fires? Right? Santa Monica County, California, openly has a cloud seeding program. Documents, you can pull them online. And why aren't they using these programs to put out the fire? Right? They use them all the time, but then when there's these fires, all of a sudden they act like it doesn't exist and we can't do this. So lots of questions here, lots of things not really adding up. Let me know your theories down below. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying prepared, staying stocked up, and have a plan to, just in case you do need to go. You do have to leave. You get the evacuation order, you get the leave notice, and you got to pack up quick. Make sure you just have a little go bag, bug out bag, whatever you want to call it, with important things in it that you can easily throw a few more things in to hit the road and head out with your family, and have plans for your animals and stuff like that too, because a lot of these homes, they're just like releasing their dogs, releasing their cats, releasing their horses, releasing whatever animals they have, and just letting them run free, right? Which could work if it's the only thing you have left to do, right? But you really should have a plan to take care of them and to get them out of the fire as well too. So thank you guys. Hope you guys have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.